I'm actually a little curious. You're talking about the relics and the possibility people can be blessed through the sanctity of the saint that they're associated with. So I know the Roman Catholics, have very much the same thing. So do we just consider all of those sort of false blessings, or?
It's hard to know. I mean, I don't think we should just literally. I think we should show respect to things that people respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, I don't believe that the Eucharist of the Roman Catholics is the body and blood of Christ. I think they're separated from the church, but they're sincere, and there are people. I think, my personal opinion, there's people that are going to go to heaven that are Roman Catholic, because if you look at Romans 2, I mean, I think that's pretty clear that people can be defined, those not having the laws in their heart. Now, we don't know. We don't make any choices. God makes all those choices. But like, for instance, the Eucharist, if I were to come across it in some way, I wouldn't defile it. I wouldn't trample on it. I wouldn't throw it in the garbage, right? I would burn it, right? If it were like, I found it discarded or something. I would treat it with respect. Not because I believe it to be the body and blood of Christ, but they do. So I think we have respect for people. Is there holiness outside of the church? I think it's pretty clear that there is holiness outside of the church, but it's not complete, it's partial. God can do anything he wants, And so when the Muslim occupation was occurring in Asia Minor and such, there were saints, they'd be liturgizing, and Muslims would come to them all the time with asking for prayers, or they'd go to miracle-working icons, and they would pray for the Muslims, and there would be massive healings all the time. They didn't say, "Oh no, you're an unbeliever," etc. Right? So we have to have respect, I think. But respect doesn't mean that we believe that the fullness of the grace of the church is present. I think there's a whole lot of Orthodox Christians that are going to go to hell, right? I mean, I think the parable of the wheat and the tares makes that very clear. So I'm an Orthodox Christian. I have the benefit of ordination of the priesthood. I have the benefit of the mysteries, every liturgy. I better be careful of myself. I better guard myself. And other people may God bless them, may God further their whatever their ministry is. But as far as their relics, we wouldn't like, if we saw a relic of Francis of Assisi, we would not display it in the church for veneration. We wouldn't do that. But I think it would be very wrong to say, "Oh, it's nothing, we're just going to throw it out with the garbage." I wouldn't do that either. Right? I wouldn't do that either. So that's my point of view about it. I think we have to be kind. And my goodness, that's just wrong to not respect someone else's beliefs. Respecting doesn't mean we cave in, right? We just respect that people believe differently than us. So as far as all those other relics, well, God can do anything he wants.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. I think it's God's opinion too, for sure.